monster.
And it's getting worse. And welcome to the wet and windy Colombian island of San Andreas.
Yes, wet and windy is the theme, I think, of this particular episode. It was really quite a challenging trip up here with the weather, and weather hasn't got any better since we've been here, really.
It hasn't. So this is what happens when things don't go according to plan. I hope you like the film. Coming up, crashing through the waves, heading north to San Andreas. The rain doesn't stop even when we travel inland. And the waves again, this time through a blowhole. We begin anchored in Panama, where there's a walk we want to do. The weather hasn't been great, but today there's a break in the clouds. So after locking up the dinghy, we stroll into town. It looks almost completely empty.
It's got a sweet little town, isn't it?
Yeah, it's lovely. Old Bank it's called.
Yeah.
So here we are. We're going to walk along here on this very colourful street and then go over to Wizard Beach.
That's what you need, a raised up house so you can do your drying underneath, keeping out of the rain.
In the rain, yeah.
Shields it.
The music is mostly coming from people's homes and it follows us up the hill. And over the top. From the anchorage you can hear lots of loud music, and we thought maybe it was just a restaurant, but no.
We did. It's people's front rooms. We walked past someone in the village that had a 3-foot high speaker right next to them, right by their feet, just blasting it out, and then someone next door, and then next to that a loudspeaker on a pole which seemed to be sort of piping up the music all around the village, so they just compete with each other.
It is. Eventually we get to the quiet of the trees and bright, lush farmland.
We're quite quickly out of the village.
Yeah, and through the jungle. Lovely.
2 bedrooms, 1 bathroom.
I think it's a hammock, actually.
Yeah, 2 hammocks. Not sure where the bathroom is.
No.
So it's a bit of a longer walk than when you go across to Red Frog from where we were before. It's a fatter part of the island, same island. But this beach, Wizard Beach, is supposed to be pretty much untouched. It hasn't got all the condo stuff. Although having said that, you can already see there's a big building that's going to be a restaurant, I should think, so I think they're developing.
There is talk of developers moving in, but today the beach is open and wild. It's lovely and misty, isn't it?
Yeah, all the spray.
Yeah. Really kicks up. A rare treat in the Caribbean. A good way to begin thinking of sailing again. Before we leave Panama, I just want to tell you about the sponsor for this episode, Surfshark. It's the VPN we've been using for the past 3 years. We use the internet on board pretty much all the time to browse for information about locations we're going to, checking in and checking out of countries, and of course for navigation. As we get ready to go sailing again, we are looking at the wind, the swell, and getting the latest weather report, which gives us the big picture of what we can expect over the next few days. Weather reports and weather can change, but with Surfshark we know our internet is always safe wherever we are. As threats from viruses evolve over time, so does the Surfshark software. It scans from the moment you log on, checking your connection isn't compromised, even when you're out at sea. Once you have a Surfshark account, you can use that same account for your whole family using an unlimited number of devices. Surfshark is the only VPN that has never let us down, and we've tried quite a few over the years. So if you want to give it a try, click on the link here showing on the screen, surfshark.com/Fair Isle. The link is also in the description. And don't forget, there's a 30-day money-back guarantee. Now back to the episode.
Well, that's it, we're leaving Panama. It's pretty grey, pretty drizzly. It's like that fairly often out here. I mean, most of the things that we've shown have obviously been in nicer weather because that's where we tend to go out, but this is the day that we need to actually sail, although there's not any wind, is there, at the moment?
No, no wind, bit of rain and quite a narrow channel to get out, but yeah, it feels good to be on our way again. I like travelling.
It does. This is not going to be the easiest of trips though. We're heading up to the Cayman Islands, which is about 600 nautical miles, but we might want to stop on the way to wait for some wind and some wind in the right direction, because when it does come up I think it's going to be quite strong from the wrong direction. And the tides here, we've got this big eddy that goes on, which is really, quite awkward because it's fast. So we're going to try and get some east in, utilise that to get out a bit and pick the sort of north going stream of that if we can, and hopefully get up to that. There's a nice little atoll, isn't there? We're going to head
There is
for.
an atoll that we can just anchor outside. I don't think it's actually above sea level. I think it's all below the sea
no,
level.
there's two little islands. One's got the military on it.
Okay.
And the other one's fishermen.
All right.
But yeah, it should be a nice place to stop. We'll probably be there for New Year's.
So here we are, leaving Bocas del Toro for the 600-mile trip to the Cayman Islands. Another island we could visit on the way is San Andreas, and the atoll we spoke about is here, Albuquerque. It's tricky to get into, numerous coral heads to navigate where the water is shallow. The small islands Steve mentioned are here. As ever, whether we get here or not depends on the wind, but this is the plan.
So it's the second day, sailing along quite nicely. It was a completely pitch black night last night, no moon, but wind has come up this morning quite nicely. It's on the nose, got the flags out ready, so it's the Colombian flag again, because these are Colombian islands, even though they're a long way from Colombia now. And quite interesting. I mean, this little atoll that we're aiming for, I don't think we're going to get to. If you have a little look at the chart, you can see we're actually tacking our way up now, and it looks like we won't get to Albuquerque, this atoll, until after dark. So it's not somewhere you can go in after dark at all. It's not accurate, the GPS for this area. Several people have told us that, so you need to be going through there in daylight to be able to do any of that. So we're not going to probably be able to go in there, which is a bit of a shame, unless the wind dies completely and we're sailing very slowly, in which case we're going the first thing in the morning. But I think more likely we'll end up actually getting up to San Andreas Island, and this is okay to go in the night time if we do end up getting there still in darkness, because it's buoyed. There's a buoyed channel all the way up there. So yeah, we could at a pinch do that, but I think odds are the wind's supposed to die down and we'll end up probably being there at first light, but we shall see.
For now, we're just enjoying the slow, steady sail.
So just another quick update on the Starlink Mini. It's performing really well. We're very, very happy with it. We're on priority data because we're offshore at the moment. You've still got that toggle available, so we just put that over and we're paying $2 per gig as we use it. And when we get to the islands here, we'll switch that off and hopefully it'll work. It'll register this as Colombian mainland. I hope that's what it'll do anyway, and allow us to not be on premium. And the other gain for that for us is that because we're registered in Colombia, we registered a couple of months ago now, this really strictly should be due to cut off soon, because you're only allowed 2 months away from your registered country. So hopefully this will reset it once we're there. So I do update the description in the original Starlink Mini video. So if you really want to know exactly what's happening, go to that and have a little look through that description, and it'll keep you up to date.
The next morning, as the sun rises, the wind is picking up. We put in a tack and continue north. Nothing to worry about at this stage, but we do need to make a decision.
Difficult to see on camera. They're very small, the two islands are just in there, but the sea conditions are pretty choppy. It's blowing 30 knots at the moment.
Yeah, it is. And if you look up here on the map, it is very, very shallow in there. Look, I think we should give it a miss, I'll be honest. I don't think, attractive though it might be to have a rest, I don't think we should.
Yeah, it's only another like 6 hours onto the main island, and I think this might be a mistake trying to get in there in this sort of weather. So yeah, sadly, carry on.
It's now 8 in the morning and the wind is much stronger than predicted.
Oh, it's time for a reef in the mainsail, overdue time for a reef in the mainsail. I put it off really because I just didn't believe it was just going to keep going up. I thought it was just a little squall with a bit of rain that we had first of all, but it's just kept building and building. But it's one of the good things about having a boat like Fair Islands. You can put up with things like this. I mean, we're not huge, sailing in high latitudes, doing really difficult stuff. And people sort of say, well, you could get away with a boat maybe that's more useful, more space, whatever, not so seaworthy. But when it's conditions like this, we're glad we've got a boat like this because at least you can handle it. This is pretty full-on stuff. Sand clipped in here. I've clipped on in 2 places. I must admit I haven't got the jack lines on, so just have to be careful going back and forth. But I mean, the sea conditions aren't that bad. It's mainly just the wind. So yeah, let's get this finished off. So I basically do it in stages. Drop the main a little bit and then wind it in. And this way you can stay on the wind. You definitely don't want to be having a boat that you have to round up to put reefs in. That's a definite no-no. So you can stay on course. Just do it like this. Get it down, I need a little bit more so I can get the kringle. I can never get the hook onto this, anything past the first reef. So I don't know if you saw a while back, I made some Dyneema loops and basically I put them through the kringle and then pull that down, and this one's not long enough. I have to use 2. So I've got the Dyneema loop through there, and it has to go onto here. Once that's on, I can tension back up the main halyard, so we've got some tension in it, and the luff of the sail. That's it, that's nice and tight. Now make sure to tighten right down on the reef, pull it down to the boom. It's difficult to see, but I think I'm about there. Just going by the feel of it, I'm about there. I think that'll do us. Try and get a rope around the sail. I've got quite a lot of sail hanging over the edge there, so what I've got is a nice piece of Velcro strapping that I'll just put around that. Do that now.
We reset the main with the reefs in and get ready for what comes next.
Okay, that'll do. Put it back in. So now I do have to unclip. I'll just go around the high side of the boat though. Just be careful to say conditions aren't that bad. I wouldn't worry too much about not having the jack lines in. Just make sure I hold on.
Getting worse.
It's got slightly better.
What?
Well, we had 35 knots of wind a minute ago. It's dropped down 30 now.
Yeah, but look at the sea state. do look. Fair Isle is cutting through the waves. And this is when we count ourselves lucky she doesn't slam.
Well, maybe that's the worst of it. We've got a little bit of brightness behind us now.
Yeah, hopefully it is. The worst is over. Look, this is what we would have faced with that weather had we gone into Albuquerque. So I'm really glad we didn't. I think we're a lot safer out at sea. And we've got another, what, 4 or 5 hours to go now. And we'll get up to San Andres and hope it's a bit calmer.
Yeah, that's a much easier anchorage to get into. So it'll be better, even if it's still like this.
Oh, we should get a rainbow.
Look at that, yeah, sunshine.
We don't get a rainbow, but at least we can now begin to tidy on deck and down below. This is when we find out which porthole we forgot to close. It's coming down here into the bathroom that is the worst sight of all. Whoops. There we are, everything is swimming because that window is closed, that one, but that one was left open. And so everything came flying down through the porthole and into the shower. But at least it's only the shower. Well, we got here, and it's quite a nice little anchorage actually. We arrived at about 5:30 on New Year's Eve. The Coast Guard was working hard. They came and boarded us straight away. It was all good. Then we had to check in properly, and then we thought, yeah, let's hit the town, let's party New Year's Eve. Except that we, well, pretty much fell asleep. So what time were we in bed, Steve? About 9?
It was. It was something pathetic, like 9 o'clock. In fact, there's a party boat just over here that was going full pelt, and we thought that would keep us awake, and it didn't. There was probably fireworks as well, but we were oblivious to them. So yeah, we woke up, I don't know, 7 o'clock next morning to a load of rain.
And went back to sleep again, pretty much. I think I slept about 12 hours.
So we are going to go in now, have a bit of an explore, do some provisioning, and see what there is to see.
Well, because it is a party place.
It is.
We're just 2 days late.
This whole anchorage here, there's a reef, massive reef all the way back there. So this is a big play area they come out with, all the toys, parasailers, the whole bit. So yeah, I think it's where the Colombians come to have a nice holiday. The promenade is businesslike rather than pretty. Holiday makers finding boats to take them out to the islands. Scooters are everywhere. There are thousands of them. Bars and restaurants are colourful. There's even a play area. Gets everywhere, doesn't he? And there are plenty of duty-free shops. But most people here head for the beach, even when it's rainy and overcast. Everyone is determined to have a good time. I like these full-on sunshades.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Don't need them today, no sun.
Well, no, but I'd rather sit under a tree, a palm tree like that.
It's prettier, but I think that's more effective. I think I can see why they do that. That's a good idea. Okay, we were hoping to just be here for a couple of days, but the weather's not paying ball. In fact, we haven't seen the sun since Christmas. We're now a week into January, and I mean this is just a nice little shower at the moment. Sometimes it absolutely pours down so much that even every porthole has to be properly bolted down because just water comes in. So yeah, we're going to make the best of it here, do what provisioning we can, and wait for a weather window. At the moment we've got 30-40 knots from the north, exactly where we need to go, and it's too long a passage to beat into that. So yeah, we've got to wait for something a little bit better. So that's what we're going to be doing, just monitoring predict wind every day.
A break in the weather, we think, so we hire a Jeep. Well, I say Jeep, but actually it drives and sounds more like a lawnmower. There's one road that goes round the island, and it's good to get out. A pretty fishing village and a blowhole. It looks quite fun. Posing for pictures. What could possibly go wrong? That could go wrong.
Wow! Is that refreshing?
It's very refreshing. It is. The first blow is really quite powerful. It's like bits of sand come off the ground. Yeah, that was very refreshing. I haven't brought a change of clothes, but at least I have a dry swimsuit.
A little bit of drying out to be done. I think you should have put the swimming costume on first.
You think? Yeah, that might have been the best plan. But I want to go swimming. That's what I bought the swimming costume for. I didn't think it was going to go that bad. So we set off again, and this time we both get wet. There is no windscreen on the Jeep.
We found a palm tree. We're going to park here for a bit and try and dry out. I might just ring the shed out. I haven't got to change of clothes.
The safest and warmest place is in amongst the rock pools. But even here, the waves come and get you. Yes, wind and waves, even in the blowhole. We're told that the blowhole doesn't always blow. Well, it did.
Yeah, Judy took one for the team. I bravely stood back and took the pictures. But I mean, we both got. We have been wet so many times in the time that we've been here. It just rains every 10 minutes, and you just get completely soaked. We've still got things drying out here. We've got some damage still. Things with like the bimini here needs sewing up. You might have heard it flapping about in that episode. Haven't had time, even though we've been here 10 days.
Yeah.
Hasn't stopped raining long enough to come out and properly sew that up. So I want to get that done because we do want to get going.
Yeah, we thought we'd be here for a couple of days, and we keep looking at the wind reports every morning, and there just hasn't been a window. So we hope to go in a couple of days' time. Otherwise, I think we'll be here till March.
Yeah, at the beginning of the next episode, I'll go through all the planning with Predict Wind. We have the full suite of stuff with Predict Wind to do that. But yeah, getting caught out on the way up here, I mean, it's odd because all the models were really down low. But what happens is you get these really intense rainstorms, and sometimes, you know, it's a little one that comes through and it's a squall. But if it's big and you're in the wrong place, the downdraft or the updraft, depending on which side where you are, if that's in conjunction with the wind direction and the wind's already 15, 20 knots, you're getting 40 knots, and that's basically what we had, and
that's
and it was sustained for over an hour. So yeah, it was pretty hard going.
Yeah, it was. But the damage has been relatively superficial.
Oh, yeah.
Mostly messy stuff rather than anything serious. So
yeah, the drain was blocked in the aft head, so that was floating around. So we've unblocked that now. So if we get another pooped wave in there, at least it would drain through.
Yeah, I think we'll be fine. So we'll be be off soon, going to the Cayman Islands, which we're really looking forward to.
Yeah, we're going to haul out there, so yeah, lots of work to do. So it's never ending with a boat, as any boat owner knows. So follow along with that one, and we'll see what we find.
Yeah, we'll see you there. Thank you to our patrons, thank you to our subscribers, and thank you for watching.
Thanks for watching.